What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. I just need to start off by saying the indies absolutely crushed it this week. They were phenomenal. The Silver Coin, Noctera, Something is Killing the Children. Overall, such an incredible week for new books. I managed to pick up 13 this week, so you know what that means. 3 of them did not make this week's top 10 list, and I cannot wait to talk about them with you guys. So let's jump right into it. Alright everyone, I hope you all had a fantastic new comic book day this week. I know I did. This truly was a great week. Very expensive on the wallet, but very well worth it. And as always, if you want to stay up to date on all the latest new releases, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. And now, as I begin to talk about these books, just be aware there's definitely going to be spoilers. I get excited talking about them. I let some stuff slip up, but I put a little spoiler tag down below in the corner to give you a heads up that a spoiler is about to happen. So these 3 books that did not make this week's top 10 list, I'm not going to be getting very in-depth with them because those other ones, like I said, incredible week for books. This first one, this is a brand new one from DC. Yes, I said DC. We've got Black Adam issue number 1. This is cover A. I honestly can't really give a real opinion on this one. I really enjoyed the artwork. I like the story, but I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't know who these characters are. I really don't. I've never read a Black Adam comic in my life, and I'm pretty positive it said this is the prequel to one of the events. I have not read that event either, so I can't really give you a true opinion on it, especially for someone who has not read anything about the character going into it. I still did feel lost. If you were interested in the book, you thought maybe this is a good jump on spot, maybe I can get into this to get myself prepped for the movie, I'm going to continue on with this, but in my opinion, I think you need to read a lot more stuff before that. So I want to hear your opinions on this one down below from some Black Adam fans. Moving this one out of the way, next up we got coming from Marvel. We have Moon Knight issue number 12. This is cover A. This was another good issue. Those other books were just that much better. This one, there was a ton of action. We've got Moon Knight. He's going at Zodiac. There was a few things in this issue that kind of were a little off to me. Basically, that whole intro with the other Moon Knights that have passed over the years. I'm not going to be getting too much into spoilers with it, but overall, not really that bad of an issue. Just a ton of action, not a whole lot of story. And now this final one we've got from Marvel again. We have The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. This is cover A. I talked about really enjoying issue number 3. I think it was issue 2. It left us on a nice cliffhanger. This one I was really excited for. They took a different path to it, and for those reasons, I wasn't a huge fan of just the outcome of it. Overall, still a good story, the good lead up to it. The climax of it fell a little short to me. Let's talk about it more down below, but let's get into this real top 10 list now. So now everyone, with this top 10 list, I just got to start off by saying this truly was a great week, and these books were very hard to put in order. A lot of them could have been mixed around. Some definitely could have been a little bit higher on my list, but we've got coming in at number 10 this week to kick the list off. We have Marvel's Miles Morales Spider-Man, issue number 39. This is cover A. Another great issue for this arc. This has been a fantastic arc. I love the pacing, and it doesn't feel like I'm being cheated out of any one of these issues. We get a nice just beginning, middle, and end. The plot progression, the story progression of the arc, we get a lot of action, we get some character development. This whole universe they're in right now, everything that Miles is dealing with just everybody now that they're older, Salim's in there. I really love what they're doing. This one, the whole team figured out a plan. As they progressed it, we got into a ton of action. We got to see Peter Parker as he was older, and then we got left on a very nice cliffhanger. I'm really excited to see what they do with it. They've been hyping up, this is going to be a spoiler, his uncle this entire time. He's been missing. Miles been looking for him. He finally found him, and he's basically been helping powering Salim's entire just force field around Brooklyn. Can't wait to see how they break them out. Can't wait to see how they get back into their universe and just how everything fixes itself. Such a great arc right now. So we've got Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 39 coming in at number 10. And next up on my list this week, everyone, we've got coming in at number 9. This is Marvel's new one. We've got Miles Morales Spider-Man and Moon Girl, issue number 1. This is cover A. This was kind of a last-second pickup. I'm reading, obviously, the Miles Morales Spider-Man series. I'm a big fan of Miles. A nice little team-up with Moon Girl. I was looking forward to it. I thought it was going to be a little bit more on the childish side, and I guess to an extent it was. But what this new series is, it's just going to be 3 issues long. They're all going to be one-shots, but they're all revolving around the same story of Moon Girl trying to find Devil Dinosaur. Something has happened to Devil Dinosaur, and she needs to figure it out. So this issue in particular, she teams up with Miles Morales. We got some nice action. We kind of learned what's going on with Devil Dinosaur. Not to the extent, though. But overall, as a one-shot goes, I feel like this is a very well-done story. We got a nice intro to everything, the lead into what happened with Devil Dinosaur, and then the team-up. Some nice action, nice plot progression. I love the dialogue between both those characters. I'm excited for the other ones as well. Let's talk about this one more down below, but for those reasons, we've got coming in at number 9 this week, we have Miles Morales Spider-Man and Moon Girl, issue number 1. And now we've got coming in at number 8 this week. This is Images, F This Place, issue number 2. This is cover A. This is the F This Place variant. I really like this second issue, however, I'm sticking to it. This is absolutely not like Gideon Falls or Homesick Pilots, I feel like. That's initially, I believe, what it said in the description. If I had to put a comparison to it, I'm sticking with Basketful of Heads, the DC series that released a few years back. The artwork really reminds me of it. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's the same artist. I don't know that artist off the top of my head. The story, though, I really like the story. I really like the progression. We do have some nice horror elements to it. I'm not saying there's some comedic relief, but they do have some more lighthearted moments, just like Basketful of Heads did. But once they get into the seriousness of it, I love what they're doing with the ghosts. I like how they're bringing those elements to the outside world as well. As far as the second issue goes, I'm definitely hooked on it, and I'm going to be continuing on with this one. So for those reasons, we've got F This Place, issue number 2, coming in at number 8. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 7. This is Images, Hellcop, issue number 8. This is cover A. This continues to be a very good read in my opinion. I'm really enjoying this arc. I think this was kind of the end of the arc. That's the way it seemed, but they didn't really wrap everything up, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But when I finished the first arc, I thought, all right, this really wasn't that bad. I guess I'm going to get the next one, pretty much take it from there, see where they go with it. Very good start, and as the issues progressed, they really got into the story. This one picks up where the last one left off, and honestly, for such a small issue, they really do a good job with the pacing. I really love the dialogue. They kind of have two different stories going on in this new arc right now, and to be honest, I really don't care about the other one. It's going to be a very minor spoiler, but that one demon who's talking to the human and the whole music side of thing that's taking off, I don't know, that's just okay. I could probably do without it. But everything going on with that whole hell, demon, Sasquatch community and just the fighting between them, kind of making that one hell cop just the queen and everything that entails that. Very well done issue, very well done arc in my opinion. I would love to talk about this one more down below. And as I said, I think in the last review, I thought, you know, if you haven't started it, maybe wait for a trade paperback. But I'd say you could probably pick this one up at the newest arc and get a good understanding of what's going on. So take that for what it is. Definitely check it out. But for those reasons, we've got Hellcop issue number 8 coming in at number 7. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 6. This is Images, Radiant Red, issue number 4. This is cover A. I am absolutely loving this tie-in series to the main Radiant Black run. I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people have even reached out to me. They're like, AR, you love Radiant Black. You're loving Radiant Red. How the hell are you not reading Rogue's Son? I missed out on the first issue, and for some odd reason, I just never went back to pick them up. If you're really enjoying that, you think it ties in very well with the rest of the Radiant Black stuff, definitely keep me posted. I'll do what I can to grab those issues. But as far as this series goes, if you are reading Radiant Black, definitely pick this one up. It gives a nice background story to the character. I believe her name is Satomi. I think they're doing a phenomenal job with her. In this issue in particular, picks up where the last one left off. We get to see some of her background, some of her family lifestyle right now, and just how things really aren't going in her favor, but then they jump straight to the heist, everything that she's been training for, and then after we get the action and the heist out of the way, we get left on a very nice cliffhanger. I cannot wait to see how they wrap this little tie-in series up. And for those reasons, we've got Radiant Red issue number 4 coming in at number 6. And now, folks, we're down to our top 5 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 5 this week. This is AWA's The Joneses, issue number 3. This is cover A. Another fantastic installment to the Joneses series. I'm absolutely loving it. The artwork is great, but the storytelling is top-notch. I've talked about it 100 times now. If you have not read anything that deals with the Reborns, do not jump into this series. You really do need to read the Resistance Uprising, and then you could probably grab some of the tie-in series, which is what this is. Just read the description on some of them. I'm going to be honest, not all of them are perfect, but I do really enjoy most of them. This one, though, definitely grab it. This one picks up where the last one left off, and we just start off with a ton of action. But then after the action, we get straight into the story. We've got our main family, the Joneses, and you know, if you can recall from the last issue, they got something cooking up with one of the other families that started up just the neighborhood watch for all of the Reborns. A lot of info drops about that. I don't want to spoil anything. You definitely need to read this one. But for those reasons, we've got the Joneses, issue number 3, coming in at number 5. Folks, now we've got coming in at number 4 this week. This is Boom Studios' Something is Killing the Children, issue number 24. This is cover A. This issue started off really strong, and I thought it was going to continue on with that path. We got to see a family, going to be a minor spoiler right now, but we got to see that new monster that they've been talking about, hyping up a little bit. Very creepy, very cool. didn't really continue on that path like I kind of thought they were, but this whole new arc right now, they are doing a ton of story building, character development, getting us introduced to some of these new characters, their motives, and just where they're going to be going. So overall, while it wasn't the issue I thought it was going to be, I still absolutely loved it, mainly for that reason. They gave us a little tease as to what's to come, and just the characters, they're all creepy. I love what they're doing with the House of Slaughter, the new character Cutter. Erica Slaughter's out doing her own thing. For such a small issue where sometimes there's not even a lot of dialogue in a lot of these issues, they do a great job with the storytelling. They rely on the art sometimes, but then the dialogue really just progresses everything. I love this series. You guys already know that. One of my favorite ones that are ongoing. Definitely my favorite series from Boom Studios. I got the hardcover sitting right there. Covers issues 1 through, I think, 15. Definitely do what you can to grab that and then find the back issues. But for those reasons, we've got Something Is Killing the Children, issue number 24, coming in at number 4. And now we're down to our final 3 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 3 this week. This is Images, Nocterra, issue number 11. This is cover A. I was really looking forward to this issue. I knew this was going to be a big one, and it did not let me down. All I can say about this one was that it was absolutely insane. The artwork, the action, a ton of fighting, explosions going off everywhere. This is what they've been building up to, and it did not let me down at all. I'm not going to be spoiling too much, but the one character that they kind of let into their group obviously turned on them. He did something insane as well. And then our other main character, Val, she really hooked the group up, but then we got left on an insane cliffhanger as well. This is such a well-done series. Definitely try to find the back issues for this one, but for those reasons, we've got Nocterra, issue number 11, coming in at number 3. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 2, this is Images, New Burn, issue number 8, this is cover A. I love this issue so much. This was probably my favorite issue of the entire New Burn series. That was actually my number 1 choice until I read this issue. And I read this issue as my last one, and this was one of the first issues I read this week. So it was in my number 1 spot the entire time until I read this one. This issue, like I said, probably my favorite one of the entire series. And overall, I feel like this arc has kind of been lacking, but this issue in particular is the one that really sets motion to the New Burn series in my opinion. So this is definitely going to have some spoilers. In this issue, you really get to finally see the power that New Burn has across the police departments, across all the different mobs. You saw in the last couple issues where they were coming at him saying, you know, we're going to kill New Burn, we're going to try and get him. The cops were saying, you know, you work for us, we're going to do this. This issue, he kind of had a Breaking Bad Walter White moment, and he just said, no. You work for me, I do this, you are going to listen to me, and it was a very badass issue. I absolutely loved it. I need to hear your opinions on this one down below. But for those reasons, we've got New Burn issue number 8 coming in at number 2. And here we go, everyone. This is it. My top read of the week. We've got coming in at number 1 this week. This is Images, The Silver Coin, issue number 11. This is cover A. Honestly, folks, I think this is my favorite issue of the Silver Coin series. This one was incredible. I always talk about the comparison of, well, does it rival the first issue? Because the first issue really just set the tone, and not really any issue compared to that first one. Other than that game arcade one, I love that one too. But now I set the standard for that first issue. In this one, I'm going to have to go back and reread the first one, but this was it. James Tynion IV, just his horror. He's so good at writing, and he was perfect on this issue. This one's called The Diner. You can obviously figure things out from there. We have a waitress. She's working at a diner, doesn't really make a lot of money, not a lot of traction in the restaurant, but she gets a silver coin as a tip, and then she gets it and then makes a wish, and that was it. Everything happens from there, and you know, I guess the moral of the story is you gotta be careful for what you wish for. Definitely read this one. You don't have to read any of the other issues of the series to understand what's going on. Just know the silver coin, it's bad news. Definitely coming in at number 1 this week, we've got the Silver Coin, issue number 11. So what'd you all think about this week's new comic book day? I've talked about it before. I said it last week's video. These last few months, even this whole year, has been incredible for new comics. The indies are putting the comic book industry on their back. They're really keeping things afloat. I'm not saying the comic books are doing bad, but man, the indies, they are doing more than just pulling their weight. Marvel, it's been all right. Really haven't hated a lot of books as of late. They've been decent stories at best, but the indies are just on fire. DC, I've read some really good stuff too. Sadly, I couldn't give a real opinion on Black Adam, issue number 1. I enjoyed the issue. I really enjoyed the artwork, but I truly just have no knowledge of the characters. Shazam was in it as well, and just everything that was happening, I I felt lost. But that doesn't mean it's a bad series. If you're a Black Adam fan, I'm sure you're really going to like it. But I want to know your opinions down below. I want to know which books you picked up this week, which ones you enjoyed most, and which ones you think I missed out on. And thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out. And if you want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new videos. You won't regret it. And I've got 2 more sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.